So we farm down here at the Meadows. We're 2,000 hectares, of which 25% is in crop and 75% is dedicated to pastures, predominantly perennial pastures for livestock. So we run it's a merino enterprise. So we've got about 8,500 sheep, self-replacing merino. We breed our own rams. We run at about 490 mil annual rainfall. That has been declining in the last sort of decade, but it's quite a safe environment. It's quite a soft finish, sort of cool south of the divides. We have a cool long season, which helps us. We grow wheat, barley, canola, lupins, beans in a sort of fairly flexible rotation. We've been using the precision ag principles on the farm for the last 8 years, is when I've started farming out here. So it's all about understanding the soil variability and the constraints that exist within a paddock, and then developing strategies that are cost effective to fix it. If we can't fix it, then we'll accept that there's a constraint and we'll just allow for a different yield potential for that zone. But most of the constraints that exist, we can fix it. We're fortunate to be in a high rainfall zone with, as I said, a soft season. So we can sort of target sort of fairly large crops. So it's worthwhile us investing in strategies to unlock yield potential. So basically it's about water use efficiency on our farm. So we want to make sure that we can get water into our soil and for our plants to extract water out. And so there's a whole range of things we have to put in place at a whole farming system level, plus strategic strategies to improve soil areas of soil constraints. I'm a big believer in spending some capital dollars to understand our soils. I just think it just makes so much sense. Our soil doesn't really change all that much. So a one-off investment in the order of $20 per hectare with precision agriculture can allow us to define our soil types across a paddock. And once we understand soil texture moving down the profile, so we look at conductivity mapping as a starting point, and we do segmented soil tests looking at texture and chemical properties down the profile. And that allows me to identify some strategies to then implement some actions to improve, to deal with those constraints. So if I can identify, I've got acid subsoils in certain parts of a paddock, then I've now got that clearly mapped and I can start implementing that with confidence, rather than the broad brush approach of lime everywhere, by example. In terms of dollars invested on understanding soils on our farm, it's been an easy decision for me to commit to those funds because it's such a small investment. You know, we're talking about a similar cost to a grass spray. So, and the benefits we can gain from that investment is over many years. So particularly our baseline soil classification maps is something we can use for generations, to be honest. And then we move into some more rotational sort of testing and we're still working through what that will look like, but it's somewhere between 4 and 8 years. We'll come around and do some detailed soil testing, which again, it's similar to a grass spray. So when we break it down to an annual cost, we're talking less than $10 per hectare, and the benefits and the actions we can get from it are delivering a fantastic return on investment. So it's been very easy to make that commitment for the farm. So we've measured all of our cropping country now, and we have also been looking at the variability that exists within pasture paddocks as well. And we've been amazed by the level of variability for starters. You know, we've got organic carbon levels ranging from low 3% to 1.5%, which has a huge impact on nutrient mineralisation rates and water holding capacity. And I truly believe that we all underestimate the level of variability that exists. So that's the first thing we found, that it was quite variable. And it's been variable in every paddock that we've gone into. So therefore, variability simply equals opportunity to grow improved crops and deliver these strategies in a cost-effective manner. I've also found that it's been fascinating looking at the nutrient testing that we've been doing on a grid scale and learning that the variability of a phosphorus map versus a potassium map versus cations and pH maps are completely different. And so we struggle to see correlations and patterns between the two. In some cases you do, but as a general strategy, you have to work on the fact that they are going to be quite different. So this idea of having a single zone, management zone for a paddock just doesn't work, and that's sort of what's really been highlighted by this intensive sort of approach that we're taking on the farm. Risk in the farming business is enormous. You know, we're at the mercy of the heavens, and every season is different. So risk management and resilience to an uncertain climate is at the heart of what precision agriculture can offer. You know, it's about being proactive and positioning your soils to be in a really healthy state to buffer against both wet years and dry years, and that's the key to essentially everything that we're doing. And I think that can have application for farms in both low rainfall environments, particularly low rainfall environments, and even in the high rainfall environments where we are here, to mitigate those risks and remain profitable over a broad range of different seasonal conditions.